What are the really positive implications for Hynix as well as Samsung here?
Well, the U.S. government's decision really lifts a huge weight that's been hanging over Korean semiconductor companies since Washington unveiled its chip export restrictions. They had been given a 1-year reprieve. The chip export restrictions had prevented them from importing U.S. equipment into their factories in China. And, we're talking about these CapEx that goes really long-term, and they really couldn't make long-term expansion plans just on a 1-year reprieve. So this really does, it's a huge positive and resolves the one uncertainty that's been really weighing on Hynix and Samsung for the past year.
And yet the tensions between Washington and Beijing continue. What are the risks ahead?
The uncertainty has always been weighing on Samsung and Hynix. We don't know for sure how far the decoupling will need to proceed. So really, it's more downstream. There are lots of uncertainty regarding end demand for Apple iPhones in China. The recent indications by the Chinese government sort of warning government officials and other public-related organizations from buying iPhones and discouraging iPhone use might be a dampening to end demand. At the same time, we're seeing, the Huawei phone has shown that, there's a real strong push in China to create their own sort of patriotic own phone and create its own supply chain there, independent of Western equipment makers and the supply chain. So there's a lot of sort of moving parts, and in that process, it's companies like Hynix and Samsung are really going to have to be prepared to pivot quickly. There is one positive sign ahead, and attention will be focused this earnings season on how AI orders are going to are actually going to be translating into sales, right? So AI is really boosting demand for sort of high capacity, high-end DRAM, and we'll see if any of that is actually going into the numbers.